What's going on, everyone? Hope everybody's having a great week or weekend. Spenser Confidential is an original Netflix movie and was directed by Peter Berg and stars Mark Wahlberg as an ex-cop who serves 5 years in prison and then gets out only to find out that his old colleagues has been murdered. So he teams up with his roommate to try to take down the criminals. As always, guys, let's get into the positives. The characters, first and foremost, Mark Wahlberg. I've always fancied him as an actor. He did a great job in this. He's Mark Wahlberg, like most of these other actors, like Ryan Reynolds plays Ryan Reynolds in his movies. Mark Wahlberg plays Mark Wahlberg in his movies. He's like fast-paced, fast-witted. He did a pretty good performance. I like him as an actor. I liked him in Lone Survivor, Mile 22, Deepwater Horizon, and of course the last two Transformers films. He's one of those high-demand actors, kind of like The Rock, because I see him come out with one or two like every year. Yeah, he did a pretty good job on this film. You get Alan Arkin, who plays the landlord, Spencer's friend. He played a pretty good part. I think he was pretty funny. He added the comedic tone to this film, which is what he usually brings to his other films as well, like Going in Style. That was a really good one. And the Incredible Burt Wonderstone, he was pretty funny in that, although he didn't play in that much. But still, I think he added a really nice tone to this, especially with everything going on. And Winston Duke plays the roommate. He was pretty good, and it took me a little while to figure out who that was. He actually plays Vaco, I think I'm pronouncing that name correctly, forgive me if I'm not, in the MCU, in Black Panther and the Avengers Infinity War, and of course Endgame at the end. He also played in Us a couple years ago as well, and I thought he did a pretty good job. Like I said, it took me a while to realize who that was, because I knew he looked familiar, but he was like the muscle in this film. He's like the big dude that, you don't want to mess with him. He was a little stale in some parts, but I got used to it. And the villains was pretty decent too, from the corrupt cops to the big corporations, which I will elaborate on that later. There's one particular villain that I can't really mention because I feel like it'd be a spoiler, and I thought he did a pretty good job too. He got some decent twists and turns. Some I've kind of seen coming a mile away, but most of them was pretty decent. As I stated before, this film was directed by Peter Berg. He always seems to want to tack on the realism of things. Like his last few films was based on true events. He did get away from the based on true story arc a little bit in this film. I think it's based on a novel actually, but he did get away from that based on true story thing when he did this film. But I always liked his directing. You can tell Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg has a great working relationship in just about every single one of Peter Berg's movies. Mark Wahlberg is in it. And that's pretty good too, just like with James Wan and Patrick Wilson. The look and feel of this film was done pretty well. It was beautifully shot. It was well edited. It was much better edited than Mile 22. That was just a crap fest. Nobody knew how to edit on that film. It was just cut shots all the way. But in this, I'm glad they learned. And the story was pretty decent. It kind of reminded me of one of those conspiracy theories. And you have the corrupt cops on one side and this big corporation that controls everything. Now, I'm not that much of an expert in conspiracy theories, but that's what I always think of whenever I see that word or whenever I hear somebody mention that word. Conspiracy theory. And that's what this movie kind of resembled. It's just a conspiracy theory all the way. People trying to cover up their own crap, and it's just crazy. There's this funny scene in dialogue where all the characters was at Mark Wahlberg's character's ex's house to lay low. Alan Arkin, Winston Duke, and of course Mark Wahlberg. They decided to throw in a pun about Batman and Robin. And Mark Wahlberg's character's ex is this foul-mouthed, loud and obnoxious woman that just says what she feels. And hey, I understand. I got a best friend like that, and you know who you are. If you're watching this video, I love you. But she's all like, you got two grown men running around playing Batman. We're not playing Batman, okay? Oh, please, this is Batman business all the way. You got you and Big Boy over here running around Boston all robbing up. And then the big guy, Winston Duke's character, was like, I'm not robbing. And then he's like, Mark Wahlberg, like, I thought that was pretty funny dialogue. It definitely had me rolling. So on to my negatives. And I know I roll my eyes every time when I get to the negatives, but you can understand why. You don't want negatives in a movie, especially when you're looking at something and you're viewing something. You don't want negatives. You want it to be perfect. But like people, nothing's going to be perfect. The tone and pace. I was really disappointed. And this goes to show you that the trailers do lie. When I watched the trailer for this, I thought it was going to be crazy action. It was going to be off the wall. Because that's what I'm used to. And yeah, I guess it was my fault. I raised my expectations a little too high, but I just wanted more action. Story's good and all. The story, you always want to have a good story. And yes, maybe that doesn't always require a lot of action. It's actually labeled action drama. But I guess when the drama word is in there, it means it's going to be more drama than action. All I'm asking for is something to give me that punch, to give me that edge, like a crack baby. And that's what I got from this. It's kind of disappointing, but oh well. What are you going to do? As much as I appreciated the story and the performance by Mark Wahlberg, I still wanted more action in it. I still wanted more. I felt a little let down in that area. And the action that was in there, it didn't even last long, and it was only like 2 or 3 times out of this whole movie that was almost nearly 2 hours. It just goes to show you can't always trust your gut, especially when you watch a trailer for any movie. If it's already of a franchise that you like, you know it's going to be good. But if it's something original, you still want to take a chance on it, but it usually ends up disappointing you. Kind of like how this did with me. So my final thoughts, if you're a fan of Mark Wahlberg and like a good drama about murder and corruption, this is for you, and enjoy it for its acquired taste. So, Spenser Confidential, have you seen it yet? What did you think of it? Did you think it was entertaining? Did you like Mark Wahlberg's performance? Did you like the look and feel? Did you like the direction? Or did you find it lacking? Did you find it boring and just an all-around dud? Leave me your comment down below and give me your thoughts. Stay tuned for more reviews and videos coming soon. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. As always, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace the ramp out.